Wasn't the best of the best of the best of the sleep, but I got me some sleep, man. So this is going to be a much more calmer TP way this evening, man. First of all, thank y'all for tuning in and rocking. Welcome to another Giant Huddle stream. It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant, TP Way the Giant. Let's get into the festivities, man. Of course, we just have an awful lot to talk about, man, but we're going to do it in a form that I could only do it, man. I could only keep it real with y'all, man. We are going to give the truth and nothing but the truth. And, of course, when I'm speaking of the truth, I'm speaking of my truth. These are the opinions that were brought and created from myself. I don't listen to nobody, no other influence. These are my opinions. All right, so let's get into this intro and let's have this conversation, man. Let's go.
I felt there was no better athlete on that field than me. I was the best athlete on the field, and in order to win, you have to beat me. If you can't beat me, then you can't win.
I tell you right now, you know everybody gonna watch this ass whoop my put on you, right?
It's your guy who is never lying, sometimes defiant. It's a TP Way the Giant.
Both feet down on the ground, and then it came out of the pile. This ball's thrown entirely. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Sometimes defiant.
Lobs it, Burris alone, touchdown New York.
All right, shout out to the Juke. The Juke is in the chat. He said, won the draft, fam.
It's all good, baby.
All right, man. All right, let's talk about it. Born for Sports, Giants salute to Born for Sports. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He says, what's up, bro? Salute. Shout out to my dog, Mosley. Giants salute also to Mosley. Yes, sir, man. The real Multi, I see you, my boy. Says, salute, TP. Salute to Born for Sports as well. Giants salute. Yes,
it's all
sir.
Good, baby.
Oh, I like this. How creative. Tyler says, you about to throw some darts, my guy. I like it, man. Shout out to Mosley. Said, my truth is this is some bullshit. Giant salute to Mosley, man. Speak your truth, man. Speak your truth. Shout out to Clinton Jones, man. Giant salute to Clinton. Yes. I see you. Ant says, yo, says, want a hug. Listen.
It's all good, baby.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Shout out to my guy, Corey Johnson, also in the building. Giant salute to Corey Johnson. Yes, sir. All right, man. Where do I begin, man? I will say, now that I've gotten some rest, man, it's not, well, I'm going to try. Let me not speak too soon. I'm not going to blow off the handle about things. I need people to understand this, man. When I'm giving y'all a true initial reaction, it is a raw reaction. It is me being 100% me. It is me showing my true emotion. And that's what happens on this channel. That's what happens. And I'm going to say what I want to say. And I'm going to express my true feelings. So with that, I want y'all to understand there are going to be things that ruffle some feathers, and there are going to be some things that people don't necessarily agree with. I want everybody to be clear. There are things that are always said about this New York Football Giant team that I don't agree with, but it is always respected if it's coming from a true and genuine place. But I don't encourage anybody to not say how they feel. I don't encourage that shit at all. That's whack. So for those who just want me to fall in line, and we're gonna talk about this whole narrative of just people wanting other people to just fall in line. That's not happening over here. Sorry for you. So if you do not like that, well, this is not the place for you. Go ahead and unsubscribe and all that other stuff. This is not the type of platform that I tried to create. We come over here to get it really real. We come to have these conversations. And it's not even about being the most right. It's not even about that. We speak our truths over here, man. The truth and nothing but the truth. So, let's get into it, man. Y'all know who I wanted going into this draft. That's already been said. Y'all know, Shedeur Sanders was the quarterback that I wanted in mind, right? But we started this draft off getting the expected Abdul Carter, all right? We got our Abdul Carter. Listen, I want y'all to always pay attention, man, to the things that I say and not try to turn them into what you want me to turn them into. I didn't have Abdul Carter over Shedeur. I didn't have Abdul Carter over Travis Hunter. I didn't have Abdul Carter over a Cam Ward. But not once have you heard me say that I thought like Abdul Carter was not good, was not going to be good, was just some bum or anything along those lines. Even though I pictured this draft going a different way. Okay, we got Abdul Carter. I'm not looking at this whole situation as if it is a complete just a failure because we didn't get the guy that I personally wanted. And if I'm being really real, the type of fan that I am, I can't speak for nobody else. This is just me, right? I'm just such a guy who bleeds blue that I'm gonna be just style wild with you. Abdul Carter was somebody who I had maybe in that top 4 to 5 range, right? And I just said the guys who I wanted. But it's something that happens that once you become a giant, but you start to grow on me. You start to grow on me. And Abdul Carter is that. Now, I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. I still personally don't look at it any differently than how I looked at it coming into this thing. But I will say Abdul Carter is not somebody who I would personally put up there and say, oh, we per se lost the draft or anything along those lines. I'm not taking it that far. But I will say I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. That's that part. Now let's get to the actual part that I do feel some type of way about. Because I was saying this on a live stream last night. The part that I am mad at is that we didn't do our due diligence in getting Shedeur Sanders, man. And that's just the reality of it. I'm not sugarcoating shit. Now, one thing that people are not being honest about, man, and we're going to really have to have this conversation is all of a sudden I wake up this morning or just once, actually, I'm not even going to say this morning, last night, once Jackson Dart got picked, everybody acts like they knew that Jackson Dart was the greatest thing. Everybody's acting like they've been talking about Jackson Dart all offseason. As soon as Jackson Dart's name was called, everybody is acting like he was the guy to go for. I was listening. My ears was to the streets. Won't nobody talk. And when I say nobody, I don't mean a literal nobody because I actually have heard a couple of somebodies. But I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, won't nobody talking about Jackson Dart in the way that they really talking about him now. All of a sudden, now that he's a New York Football Giant, everybody is all in. Everybody believes, oh, that is the better pick. That is, oh, we got to get Jackson Dart over everybody. Oh, I see Jackson Dart being better than Shedeur and blah, blah, blah. Now y'all are talking like that. Okay. Yeah, all right. All right. This ain't me, and this is not me shitting on the Jackson Dart thing. Y'all know how I rock. I'm the one who been through the fire with the whole Daniel Jones thing. I tell y'all all the time, once you are rocking blue, I am with you. That's as simple as that. We just having a conversation because this is the theme of things. This is the moment and time that we are in. I mean, this is the time to have the conversation. In a few weeks, we not even talking about this. We not. Because at the end of the day, the damage is done, and it is what it is. But I'm not going to sit here, and I'm not going to be fake and phony and act like what something is and what it ain't. That's just not me. That's not happening. I believe that Shedeur Sanders is the better quarterback, and I believe that he was the better quarterback for a long mile. I do. And this is not even like everybody wants to dilute the whole race issue. Everybody wants to talk about, oh, it's not because he's a black quarterback and things like that, whatever this and that. Okay, you could easily say that, but you got to show me some proof, man. Because what I do know in this offseason, what I do know for sure is that Shedeur was getting criticized by things that Jackson Dart wasn't. Perfect example was the hat being worn backwards. You can't sit here and tell me that people weren't out here talking about Jackson Dart Shedeur Sanders was not being a class act by the way he was wearing his hat to the combine. Then you have Jackson Dart just being him, having his hat backwards, and nothing is said about it, nothing is done about it. So you can't tell me that is not an issue, whether it's with the Giants or not. You can't tell me that being a man under a certain culture or a man who is from that certain culture or a black quarterback doesn't have any type of say-so pull or whatever it is versus somebody who is just that white quarterback from that straight and narrow or who they appear to be. I'm not going to be accustomed to that. I'm not going to listen to that bullshit. And if you choose to be blind to that shit, then that's on you. Not me, man. We got to, come on, man. The truth and nothing but the truth. The truth and nothing but the truth. I think what happened yesterday with Shedeur was, again, man, and it's sad to say, we are just in a position of time, man, where if they do not understand your culture, if you don't fall in line, if you do not meet these criterias of what a quarterback should be, then it's a bad taste, and you leave a bad taste in people's mouth. That's just the truth of the matter, man. Lamar Santos, salute, man. Shout out to you.
It's all good, baby.
Tyler says, thank you for letting us select Arch Manning next year. Yeah, I don't care nothing about no Arch Manning. Born for Sports says, as you should, bro. Everyone entitled to your opinion, especially your truth. For sure, man. All right, David Hyde says, Abdul, I don't trust him, but unfortunately only had Travis as a better talent than him. That's a fact, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's the thing, man. I've been saying at the end of the day, once Travis is off the board, once Cam Ward is off the board, me personally, I wanted Shedeur Sanders, but the way things played out, I felt like it was a perfect opportunity to get a Shedeur Sanders in the late round. So why would I want a Shedeur Sanders at 3 if you could have got him where we got Jackson Dart? So I think it would have been the best thing to get somebody like an Abdul at 3. I had no problem with that. Mostly said we didn't lose the draft. We did some BS and reached for old boy at 25. Yeah, we're gonna definitely talk about that. Born for Sports says, I put some content last week. If they pass on Shedeur at 3, I don't think Dable wanted him at all. It all comes down to what he prefers. This is why I said I had questions. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to In the Zone podcast. He says, my boy, what y'all doing? He says, y'all took Matt Corral clone. No cap. Tyler says, Dart is not a good quarterback, and I think that Sanders is better than Dart, but I do think that Sanders is going to struggle because of just where he played and the defenses he saw in Colorado and the Big 12 or at Jackson State. I think your GM is a horrible GM, and he made the wrong pick. Dart has never had to call a snap count. His only snap count is one clap, and it is legit wild. Watch his interview with Gruden. Yeah, man, everybody keeps telling me to go tune into that, man. Everybody keeps telling me to go tune to that. Vocal Vike says, y'all went crazy last night. I don't know what crazy is. I just don't know what crazy is. Born for Sports said, respectfully, I think it's some racial tones around the league towards him, especially since nobody picked him. I don't think the Giants, though. Maybe in the past, they also tried to get Daniels and Ward. Yeah, but see, that's my thing, man. That's my thing. And I'm very careful on where I'm throwing that narrative onto. My whole thing is this. I'm not here to say what it is and what it ain't because I'm not in the buildings to know. What I am saying, though, is I'm not going to defend this shit like I know, and I'm not going to put it out there like I know. I'm just not in that position. And what I can say, though, that narrative that the Giants don't like, that black quarterback is, I'm just saying, it's just not going to be put to bed until they act like it. And that's not even, again, I'm not saying what it is or what it ain't. I can't say what it is or what it ain't. I'm just saying that narrative has legs to it. And I don't agree with the people who act like that whole narrative don't mean shit. I don't agree with that. And so that is it, man. And I want to, man, y'all don't really want me to really talk what is real. But that's even that. I'm not even like truly upset because I'm not truly upset that we got Dart. That's not really. Now, how do I word it? That's not what I mean, because I am upset that we got Dart. What I mean is, I am upset that we did the expected. That's what I mean. I'm upset that we did the expected. I honestly thought that there would be a chance, man, that we would do for once the unexpected. The expected is what got us here in this position. The expected is what got us at the top of the NFL draft. The expected is why we are at the bottom of the league. I am trying to get away from the expected. I think that if we would have picked somebody up like a Shedeur Sanders, we are then doing the unexpected. Also, everybody keeps talking about what the Rams. The Rams was going to get Jackson Dart. Okay. Please somebody tell me and show me where that is 100% facts. Please somebody tell me. Again, if there is somewhere that shows that is a facts, then okay, I'll take it back to that and I'll receive that. But y'all just throwing that shit out there like that is just 100% definite, like the Rams was going to get Dart. I don't believe none of that crap. I don't believe none of that. And y'all sitting here like, oh man, the third round, that's not so much for the next 2 years. Like, oh, that's not so grand. That isn't so bad. The way I see it, unless someone shows me otherwise, the way I see it, if we would have stayed exactly where we was at, we wouldn't have had to move at all to get a Jackson Dart. I don't care what y'all saying, man. Y'all put anything out there, unless proven otherwise. Shout out to my guy Omega.
354.
Giant salute to Omega. He says, what up, TP? I'm still heated. I couldn't sleep. The same thing happened with Daniel Jones. His excuse was another team was going to take DJ. That's a fact. That is a fact. Omega Supreme says he would have been available at 34. Yes, man, until proven otherwise, I'm not going with the whole just everybody just throwing stuff out there. Where is the facts that says that the Rams were going to get Jackson Dart? Where are the facts? Where are the facts? Because I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it. Tell me anything. So, I mean, look, all in all, I want people to also understand, man, even though I had my opinions on the matter, at the end of the day, Jackson Dart is a New York football giant. And that's going to be our quarterback. And I'm consistent in that. And so I'm rocking with him. I'm rocking with him. But y'all not going to shame me for having a preference and having an opinion because I'm standing 10 toes on what I believe. I believed that Shedeur Sanders is the better quarterback. That's how I believe. That's what I believe, man. And so what? Eat a snack or something. That's just what I believe. And this is the thing, too. We can't, I'm not mad anymore at Coach Dable. Like, look, my thoughts are a lot more clear, even though I'm just like rambling right here. But I'm not mad at Coach Dable because at the end of the day, we told Joe Shane and Coach Dable, here is another chance. Here is another year. And I can't get mad at Coach Dable and Joe Shane for doing them. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna compare this. I'm gonna try to like make it an analogy for him. If we play in 2K, right? If we play in 2K and you seen how I play, all I do is jack up threes. That's just my playing style. I just jack up threes. That's just what I do. And then we go into a 2-on-2 2K tournament. It will be idiotic for you to get mad at me or for you to expect for me to play a different style of ball just because we are in the tournament. I'm a jack up threes like you've always seen me jack up threes. That's my playing style. You can't be mad at me for being me. We went into this tournament of me jacking up threes. We came into this tournament of me being me. So I can't be mad at Joe Shane and Coach Dable for being them because all in all, this is what the people wanted. Y'all wanted them to get another year of being them. Y'all want to see Coach Dable with his quarterback. The fan base has spoken. So this is what it is. And I want to make this very, very clear. I promise I will be so happy. Y'all don't even understand. Coach Dable, Joe Shane, Jackson Dart, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. I had somebody in my comments talking about like I maybe it's me jumping off the handle. And maybe I should wait to see things play out. No. That's how I feel. That's how I'm giving it up. But if I'm wrong, if I'm loud and wrong, which I've been before, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. That is all there is to it. Unlike a lot of other people, I would rather for you to prove me wrong, make me look dumb, make me sound dumb, all of that. I'd rather for you to do that than to be I told y'all what it was going to be. I told y'all Shedeur was the guy. What? I'd rather for y'all to prove me wrong because at the end of the day, this is what I rock. This is what I rock. So once you are blue, once you are rocking blue, I'm with you. Let's not get that twisted. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't feel the way I feel. That's just not going to happen. So Omega Supreme says, Mara said he will be the face of the franchise. The Real Multi says, I swear Dable didn't look too happy on speaking about drafting Dart. That's interesting. I mean, from what the reports say, Jackson Dart was a Dable pick. From what the reports say. Shout out to my guy, Iman Perry. Giant salute to Iman. I see you.
C545.
Omega Supreme says, I'm more hot that Dable keeps saying he had breakfast with Dart 2 years ago, and that's all it took for him to want Dart, but made Sanders jump through rows. Yeah, they definitely played a fast one on Sanders too, man. They made him look silly last night. You know what I mean? They made him look silly because there's nothing that no one could say to make me believe that they didn't sell Sanders some type of dream. And this is coming from the same, front office that did the same with Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons spoke to that. Michael Parsons said how the Giants said that they were going to get him and then didn't end up getting him, of course. So, I mean, yeah. Omega Supreme says Carter played the position one season and he is the next Giants Jesus. He needs to prove me wrong. The facts. Facts, Omega. Facts. And so, that's the thing, man. That's the thing. All in all, man, y'all don't have to tell me the obvious. You don't have to tell me to, hop on board, because that's just that happens regardless. You must not know who you talking to, man. I'm a Giant fan. I'm a true Giant fan. So I'm going. I've rocked with us at suckier times. So I mean, I'm going to continue. That goes without saying. I'm going to rock with whoever. But again, I feel how I feel, and I just want them to prove me wrong. Simple as that. I don't need more I told you so's under my belt. I promise you I don't. I've got the I told you so's before, and it gets you nothing. It don't handle a thing. G242, I see you. Giant salute. He says, I'm disappointed, TP. Wanted Shador, man. I feel you, bro. I'm with you. And I don't like, man, what Giant fans are trying to do. Like, trying to make it seem like it's a bad thing that you had a preference over another. I don't like that shit, man. I really don't. Boss Less, I see you, my guy, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Listen, make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe. All the Giant fans that is new, that is tuned in right now, listen, I'm much more nicer than what is being displayed right now. We just in a critical, passionate time. So I'm just letting some things get off my chest a little bit. I'm just, this is my therapy right here. This is the Giant Huddle, where I kind of, get my shit off a little bit. But hey, man, listen. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right. This is where the soldiers meet up. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Iman Perry agrees. He says, my preference is to win. That is a fact, man. That is a fact. That is my preference, man. Make no mistake about it. Omega Supreme says, I hope that Shador becomes a villain aggressively last night and becomes surgical in the NTL, in the NFL. Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I definitely am rooting for Shador, man, because he's been somebody who I've grew to like. And I want him to succeed. But even check this, though. Check this, because this is how real it is. I want Shador to succeed, but I even still, even now, right? It's not like I'm in a sense that I want Shador to shit on the Giants or anything like that. That's how real it is for me. Like that's how real it is for me. And y'all know how I rock with Shador, but it ain't. That's not the case for me. Again, Giants. I want the Giants to succeed in totality. That's what needs to be understood. The Shador slander was nasty work, man. Yeah, man. For sure. Tyler says they need you and your brother to suit up. Teach them that 7'5" dog mentality. Yeah, nah, that's a fact.
It's all good, baby.
But as far as the first round is concerned, man, I see some people going off the ledge talking about this first round was an A and all of that. Okay, I don't necessarily give it an A. I think you getting Jackson Dart until proven otherwise. In hindsight, of course, what if Jackson Dart becomes the guy that everyone says he's going to be? Then, of course, I'm giving it an A. But at this point in time, I gotta give it I gotta give it a C. I gotta give it a C because I just don't believe that Jackson Dart is the guy that everyone says he is. And again, I'm leaving this here. I want people to understand. I'm leaving this here because there's gonna be a point in time where it's whatever. This shit is gonna be water under the bridge, and I'm rocking with I'm just rocking with Big Blue, period. And Jackson Dart is gonna be my guy regardless. So, but I'm just giving it up, man. G242 says, so Matthew Stafford bro-in-law is going to be Dorsey and Buffalo. And Bleed Blue says, huh? Yeah, man. Hey, look. Again, I said this earlier in the show. Prove me wrong, man. Just simple as that. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Because now all of a sudden, man, Giant fans are saying that Jackson Dart is that guy. Is that guy. And I know a lot of people out here that is viewing in right now, a lot of people that is tuning in, their ears wasn't in the streets as much as mine was this offseason. So we're not going to sit here and act like everybody was all in on Jackson Dart. Now all of a sudden. We're not going to sit here and play that game. That's what I'm like, come on, man. Come on. Now I'm rocking with Jackson Dart because at the end of the day, he's a giant quarterback, but we not going to sit here and do that. Omega says, I still don't know how I feel about Carter, ring a lifetime Eagles fan, and just saying he's not anymore. It won't be hard for the Eagles to dirty Mac on Carter, whispering sweet nothings in his ear. Yeah, man. I don't think it gets that deep. I mean, I'm with look, if Carter for Carter to go and publicly say he's not there anymore mentally, then that's all I care about. I'm with you. Iman says, Carter talking shit saying he gonna wear 56. Yeah, that is wild. That is wild. And that's another thing too, man, that we gotta wrap up, man. I'm tired of just hearing a bunch of hoorah shit that sound good. Like, that's all cute and all of that, but nah, enough of that, man. Enough of that. And I don't think Carter really realizes that. I don't think he knows, but it's up to Giant fans to explain to Carter, like, yo, 56, nah, that's a no-go, bro. That's a no-go. That's a no-go. So that's up to Giant fans to check that shit. But I'm definitely, 56 should not be touched. 56 should not be touched. Now, that's where I draw the flipping line. That's where I draw the line. And that's another thing. We're not going to sit here and act like anybody is Lawrence Taylor. We're going to cut that shit out. That's for sure. Boss Les saying, seeing Coach Brown's face when we picked Dart hurt me. Yeah, it was you could tell, man, the air was sucked out of that room, man. You could tell that was a kind of like a low vibrational room, man. You could just tell. You could tell that they was kind of disheartening about that whole thing, man. But again, the way I see it, as far as the Sanders is concerned, okay, so what? You moving, you didn't get picked where you want. So what? Go prove them wrong. Like, y'all ain't no little ass kids, no babies. Y'all grown ass men. All right, now make them feel you. Make them feel you. That's just the mentality and approach that I see them having, and I think they should have. Okay. Come on, man. It was not too long ago when Lamar was in that same position. And when he got up on stage, what'd he say? He said, the league gonna feel me. He said, the league gonna feel me. So, I mean, shit, I've seen people in worse situations, you know what I mean? I ain't crying over the shit. That's just how I feel. Bleed Blue says, do you believe in Dable smart enough to choose his QBs? I appreciate this question. I appreciate this question. And he says, because I do. I appreciate that question. Listen, Coach Dable hasn't shown me Coach Dable hasn't shown me. So until he shows me, then I can take it there and I can give his just due. But Coach Dable hasn't shown me shit. And that's another thing that this fan base does, man. That they get mad at me because I don't fall in line with that. Oh, Coach Dable, he knows what he's doing and blase blah. Coach Dable is just this QB guru and look how quick y'all forget. You got to show me first, man. You got to show me something. We walked out of this season with 3 wins. With 3 wins. Come on, man. Y'all cannot. I don't care about him saying that he liked Jaden Daniels in Hard Knocks. Like, I'm so glad that you asked this, because when people try to talk about me and my feelings towards Daniel Jones, let me make this clear, man, because I haven't said anything about Daniel Jones going into the season, because I've always had the approach of like, that is old news, and I'm not bringing up Daniel Jones really doesn't do anything for me. But I want to address this shit, man. What y'all missed about my whole opinion about Daniel Jones is this. And go back and watch the streams. All my streams are still up on my channel. All of my streams are still up there. I've always admitted to the fact that Daniel Jones wasn't this like absolutely just good quarterback or anything like that. I've always said that. But I make it like, I want y'all to understand like the certain words and what I've actually said versus what y'all try to paint the picture as to what I said. What I said was Daniel Jones was better than what people tried to make it seem, and that there is no excuse on why you have Daniel Jones at quarterback and you leave the season with only 3 wins. That, to me, is not just a Daniel Jones issue. That is a coaching staff issue. That has been my whole point. So the fact that people try to make it seem like, oh, I just had just Daniel Jones this and Daniel Jones, I was just so Daniel Jones, it's not a fact. It's not a fact. I agree that Daniel Jones had his struggles. But the main point and the main argument that I've been trying to make is that I felt like Daniel Jones was good enough. Good enough. Damn sure good enough to get past 3 wins. I just didn't want to hear that shit. When everybody was looking to point the fingers at somebody on as to why we left this season being a 3-win team, and everybody was just piling on Daniel Jones, I was the one that was just like, all right, okay, hold on. And I've even said this, Daniel Jones deserves his blame. Don't get me wrong. But we got to start looking somewhere else. We got to start paying attention to other things outside of Daniel Jones. Because I smell shit somewhere else. And it's coming from this coaching staff. I've been consistent in all of this. And the same approach that I've had with Daniel Jones, I would have with Jackson Dart. I'm going to stand with Jackson Dart. Y'all hear me saying he's not my, I want Shador. That's clear. But I'm going to stand with Jackson Dart. And even more, because y'all can't tell me that this isn't their quarterback now. Y'all can't tell me that. So now, yes, more results. No excuses. No excuses. We got our guy. We got our guys up. So now it's put up or shut up. That's what it is now. Shout out to Ghost Dog.
Baby.
Giant salute to Ghost Dog. He says, "Your peace and salute, TP Way. After sleeping on it, I am prepared for the worst while hoping for the best." You couldn't have said it even more better than that, man. You couldn't have said it even more better than that. You couldn't have said it better than that. So, I mean, look, I know this is a bunch of rambling. It's a bunch of just going back and forth. I don't have any notes to anything. This is just me, getting my shit off. This is it. And all in all, I'm not sitting here acting like we just dead in the water. This the worst thing in the world that happens. Nah, I'm not sitting there saying that. But I do want to make it clear that my preference was not Jackson Dart. I don't feel bad for that being the case. My preference wasn't per se an Abdul Carter, but I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with the Abdul Carter, and eventually I'm going to be fine with the Jackson Dart pick. That's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. Blazing Tech Life says, prepare for another 5 years of hair. Like Ghost just said, man. Like Ghost just said, prepare for the worst. Prepare for the worst. We're going to hope for the best. Again, man, make sure that y'all like, you comment, you subscribe. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Shout out to everybody that is rocking with us. And I definitely wanna know, man, what are y'all feelings as to how this first round went. We gave up basically a compensatory pick. How do y'all feel about that, man? How do y'all feel about that? Omega says, just drove up the turnpike and Saquon's face is on billboards. I can't read today. That's how crazy it is. Just drove up the turnpike and Saquon's face is on billboards all the way up the Jersey Turnpike. That hurt worse after last night. Yeah, man. And that's just the whole another element to this whole thing, man, is that can the New York Football Giants finally be the team that punch somebody in the mouth rather than getting punched in the mouth? That's just the grand scheme of things. I see everybody trying to correlate, this year's defensive line to our glory days defensive line. And although that is cute, although that, that sounds good, what I also compare is the bigger bodies that we've had. We've had guys who could play on the end and outside that we don't have now. So I'm expecting for us to address that interior defensive lineman ASAP. ASAP. And, we still have offensive linemen that we that are still on the board, man, that we also need to go ahead and grab as well. So, I mean, I'm not saying, this is not even me saying that, giving up that compensatory pick is the worst thing in the world, but I definitely felt it, for sure. DJ 2.0, as in the situation. Lame duck coach picks QB while on hot seat. Now new regime is stuck with Dable's decisions. And that's a fact. And that's another thing that I took from this pick as well, man, is that if Jackson Dart is Coach Dable's pick, then this means that Coach Dable has to be in the coaching seat for at least the next, 2 years? 3 years? But really 2? Or else, yes, like Blazin said, that pick is going to be on to another coach. So, I mean, that's something, that's another element to it all as well. But yeah, man. I'm gonna get on out of here, man. We reaching up to our 40. Well, we passed our 40-minute mark. Again, thank y'all for tuning in, man, and then getting this therapy session with me. Please make sure that you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Giant salute to each and every one of you. Feed 545. Yes, sir, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I will holler at y'all very, very soon. Of course, the videos is gonna be out. I hope to do some collabs, man, and with some other giant content creators, man, because I wanna get some conversations going with others, man, and see how everybody else is receiving this or how they look at this and, what they think. But, yeah, man, it's forever Big Blue, man. Don't forget that. It is forever Big Blue. Giant salute to everybody. I'll holla at y'all. Peace.
It's all good, baby.
AKA lion, AKA tiger, how we swinging iron, walking through the fire, certified pioneer. Yeah. Keep applying pressure to the foes, going closer than I appear, closer than my dish. Keep away the giant here.